A normal road turns into a mystery when the map, the place, and the traffic pattern stop making sense. It usually begins with something ordinary, a grey line on a digital map, a road with a proper curve, a junction, maybe even painted lanes in the satellite view. It looks planned, it looks maintained, and then it leads to a blank space, a fenced rectangle, a patch of trees, an unnamed industrial block, or simply nowhere that a normal driver would ever need to go. That is the first strange thing about these roads. They do not look abandoned, they look purposeful, but the purpose is hidden from the casual map reader. People notice the pattern because modern maps have trained us to expect explanations. Roads are supposed to connect houses, shops, schools, car parks, and towns. When a road appears overbuilt for its visible destination, or when it bends around something the label does not explain, the mind starts filling in the gap. The mystery grows when the map gives mixed signals. The road may have a name but no public landmark. It may connect to a service entrance but not to a visible business. It may appear in one map layer and fade in another. Sometimes the satellite image suggests traffic. Sometimes the road surface looks too clean, or too new, or strangely isolated. What we know is less dramatic, but still fascinating. Many strange roads exist because the visible internet is sitting on top of invisible infrastructure. Access roads serve water facilities, power substations, drainage systems, rail corridors, communication sites, warehouses, ports, airports, and emergency routes. Some were built for projects that changed, stalled, or were redesigned. Some were planned for future development. Others remain as legal roads on maps, long after their original purpose became obscure. What remains unclear from a distance is the exact reason for any single road. A public map can show shape but not always context. It can show a gate but not the maintenance schedule. It can show an empty-looking site, but not what is underground, restricted, unfinished, or simply unlabeled. The simpler explanation may be that these roads feel mysterious because infrastructure is designed to be ignored. It works best when nobody thinks about it, but on a map stripped of signage and sound, a service route becomes a riddle. And that is where the digital archaeology begins. Once you notice one strange road, the pattern starts appearing everywhere. Not because every road hides a secret, but because maps reveal a version of the world that was never meant to feel complete. They show the outline of systems without telling you the story. A road that seems to lead nowhere may be the surface trace of power water, transport, security, logistics, or old paperwork. It may also be a mapping artifact, a ghost of something proposed, renamed, or removed. This is where hidden infrastructure and geographic oddities start to overlap. Digital maps are not a single photograph of reality. They are layered products made from satellite imagery, road databases, local records, user corrections, commercial data, and automated interpretation. Those layers do not always agree. One layer may preserve a road that another layer no longer shows. A label may lag behind a redevelopment. A planned street may remain visible after the project changes. A private service lane may look as important as a public road because the map only sees geometry. That is why strange roads often appear near the edges of ordinary life. Behind shopping centers, around reservoirs, beside rail yards, near industrial estates, along canals, pipelines, flood channels, or power corridors. They can look like roads built for no one, but they are often roads built for machines, maintenance crews, emergency access, or deliveries that happen outside normal attention. What people believed, especially when these images first became easy to browse from home, was that the map might be exposing hidden places. Sometimes that curiosity was harmless, a fascination with forgotten routes, abandoned developments, or oddly shaped junctions. Sometimes it drifted into folklore, where every blank patch became suspicious, and every service road became a clue. The available evidence usually points to something more grounded. Cities and rural areas are full of spaces that are not private homes, not tourist destinations, and not meant to be visually interesting. They still need roads. The map makes them visible without explaining them. There are also true geographic oddities that have nothing to do with secrecy. Paper streets can exist in records before they exist on the ground. Old access tracks can be upgraded, renamed, or left behind. Tile seams and outdated imagery can make a clean road appear to cut into an impossible landscape. A route may look deserted because the image was captured at a quiet moment. What remains unclear is how much any particular map anomaly reflects current reality. Without local record site access or official context, there is a limit to what can be responsibly inferred, and that limit is important. The mystery is not an invitation to identify people, test gates, or chase private locations. It is a reminder that the internet gave everyone a satellite view, but not everyone a full explanation. The final piece of the mystery is separating what the road actually shows from what the internet wants it to mean. What is confirmed is simple. Many roads that look strange on maps are real pieces of infrastructure. They may support utilities, transport, drainage, communications, construction, emergency planning, or future development. They can be public, private, restricted, obsolete, or misrepresented by old data. None of that requires a dramatic explanation, but it also does not make the roads uninteresting. In fact, the ordinary explanation is often what makes them feel stranger. A road can be completely normal to the people who maintain it, and completely uncanny to someone encountering it as a silent line on a screen. What remains unclear is the story behind individual places. A map rarely tells you why a junction was designed that way, why a road stops where it does, why one area has no label, or why a route appears busier or emptier than expected. Sometimes the answer is bureaucracy, sometimes it is construction history, sometimes it is a safety boundary, a utility corridor, a land ownership issue, or a database that has not caught up with the ground. Sometimes the answer is simply that maps compress complicated places into clean symbols. The folklore begins in that compression. The internet is very good at noticing patterns, and very bad at tolerating blank spaces. A road to nowhere becomes a prompt. People imagine hidden facilities, forgotten towns, buried tunnels, or secret projects. Those ideas can be entertaining as speculation, but they should not be treated as proof. The available evidence in most cases supports a quieter conclusion. The modern world is full of infrastructure that is visible from above and invisible in daily life. That is why these roads keep returning to web culture. They combine the comfort of maps with the discomfort of not knowing. They make familiar landscapes feel archived, partial and slightly unreal. They remind us that digital tools did not remove mystery from geography. They changed the shape of it. Instead of hearing rumors about places we could not see, we now stare directly at places we still cannot understand. And over time, these strange roads became part of internet folklore, not because they prove something hidden, but because they reveal how much of ordinary life is built to stay unnoticed. The map gives us the outline. The missing context does the rest.